Losing myself and finding my strength, came to the conclusion that I want it all. Feeling that pressure of trying to do better. I want to reach heights, but too scared to fall. Too scared of failure. Way more scared of feeling regret from not even trying. That's terrifying. I understand that chasing my goals, I bury my clocks because it take time. I gotta go. I already know. If I want to grow, you reap what you sow. That be the case. Planting my seeds and water my base. Yeah, I made mistakes. Yeah, I know you grow in your garden, but watch for the snakes. The people that act like you crazy for trying to stay far away. They don't think it's possible. I think it's possible. That is just hate. Yeah, they hate themselves because they on the shelf while you create a life that you love. A life that you love. Yeah. Loving the fact you're improving yourself. Decided that you would not settle. Decided that you got the drive to do it. The road got bumping your foot on the pedal. You go up a level. You turn up whenever it's time for you to go put in that work. I know my worth. I know it ain't gonna be easy. Yeah, I know it hurt. One thing is for sure. Yeah. Until they put me in this earth. Before I ride in that hearse. I'm chasing my goals. I'm chasing my goals. Yeah. Loving the fact you're improving yourself. Decided that you would not settle. Decided that you got the drive to do it. The road got bumping your foot on the pedal. I'm chasing my goals. All right, and welcome back to another episode. Thank y'all for being here. Like I always say, if you are on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you are listening to me on the podcast platform, be sure to leave me a review. Also, become a monthly listener of the show. You can choose the monthly amount. It can either be $3, $5, $8, or $10, and you can cancel it at any time. But why would you ever do that? Let's go ahead and get started. So welcome back to this January kickoff month on here on this podcast. I'm dedicating this month to making sure we start 2026 off the right way, that we start strong, and make sure we can set ourselves up the best way possible to find success in 2026. I know we all got a lot of goals and the resolutions, and the sad part about it is about 92% of people don't accomplish their goals. 92%. And I don't want that for my podcast community or for myself. So I'm going to do my best to make sure I put some nuggets in here in your head that I to think about and to apply in life so we can make 2026 the best year possible. And today we're going to talk about how to brainwash yourself for success, how to speak into existence the life you want. And I'm sure you heard about affirmations. And if you're like me, when I first heard about it, or maybe you feel like this right now, but when I first heard about it, it seemed kind of dumb, like fake, corny, happy-go-lucky, right? But in reality, affirmations, it really is a powerful thing. And we're going to talk about all that. And also, one of the main things we need to talk about is figuring out how, figuring out what it is that we really want in our lives, and then how to speak that into existence. And the first thing we need to do is to understand how much power we actually have. The power to create the life you want, and unfortunately, the power to create the life you don't actually want, a life you don't actually like, one that you don't want. Because the reality of it is, your life right now, the life you have right now, you created it. And the other reality of it is, it was mostly unconscious. For the most part, the lives that we have right now, it was created unconsciously. And what I want for us in 2026 in this episode is that we have to get to a point where we figure out the life we want, and we point our minds at it, and we consciously create it and work towards making it come true and speak it into existence and work on it every day. And let's talk about affirmations. So it's really simple. It's the statements that you speak to yourself that encourage you to declare the reality you want to live in, a reality that you want your life to be. And it ain't the past. It's not the present. It's a reality that you want your future to be. And yeah, again, the way I used to look at it, and maybe this is how you look at it, but somebody could say, well, it's just words. And what do words really mean? And the answer is a lot. Words really, really mean a lot. The way you speak to yourself, and unfortunately, too many times we speak to ourselves the wrong thing. We talk about the things we don't want, the things we worry about, the things we're afraid of. We think about this future of negative things that could all go wrong, and the things we don't like about ourselves. And the thing is, you can look at it from a neuroscience perspective, from a psychology perspective. It don't matter. The research and studies show that the words you speak to yourself, especially when you repeat them consistently, will reshape the way you see the world. It will reshape the way you see yourself. It changes the way you see the world, the way you give meaning to the things that happen to you. And that's going to lead to the way you actually respond to the things that happen to you. And first, let me tell you what this episode ain't going to be. We ain't about to talk about hiking up to the edge of a mountain and reclaiming yourself and taking a piece of paper and writing down all the things you hate about yourself and burying it in the backyard. No, not those kind of affirmations. But I will talk about the right kind of affirmations, and I'll talk about how these things can work, but I'm mainly going to talk about the science behind it and how to apply it, and how if when you do it over and over again, it reorganizes your brain, because your brain is always responding to things, right? Especially new things. Whatever you put in your brain responds to it, positive or negative, and your brain sorts it out. It puts it in categories. And when you do something repeatedly, or you speak something repeatedly, then your neuroplasticity kicks in. And I talk about neuroplasticity a lot on here, but it's your brain's ability to learn new things with repetition. It's your neural connections in your brain getting stronger over time when something is repeated. And the same thing goes with thoughts. The more you have a thought repeatedly, your brain is going to strengthen its neural pathways around that thought, and it's going to get stronger. And if you repeatedly tell yourself that you're capable, that you're creating the life of your dream, that you're confident, that you can overcome challenges and obstacles, well, you're going to strengthen those neural pathways, and your brain is going to start to believe that. And then you start to subconsciously make decisions to have thought patterns of a person who is capable, of a person who is creating the life of their dreams, who is confident. These thoughts are going to start to become automatic for you. Your brain starts to associate these words with your identity. It'll start to change the way you see yourself, the way you show up in the world. And unfortunately, the same thing goes for the negative self-talk. If you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I always fail, this is too hard, I don't have what I need to make this happen, I'm too old, I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm not strong enough, I don't have enough time, whatever it is, if you keep repeating these thought patterns, your brain is going to reinforce them. Then your brain will start to show you all the ways that affirm that kind of thinking. And that becomes your identity. It's going to shape the way you think about life and how you respond to things. So the thing we need to do is to make a conscious effort to choose the affirmations we have and be conscious about the way we speak to ourselves. Because when you make that conscious effort and you get disciplined with the way you speak to yourself, what's going to happen is you're going to slowly start to rewire your brain to support a more positive version of yourself, a more confident version, a more empowered version of yourself. And the reason it's going to happen is because of what's called your reticular activating system. And I've talked about this a lot on here before. But it's so important to understand how this stuff works scientifically and how the brain works, so we can have a better understanding of why this stuff works. So the reticular activating system is basically a filter in your brain. Our brains take in a lot of information at every second of the day. More information that you can actually fathom. I'm serious. It's more information that you can fathom. Listen to this. Our brains take in 11 million bits of information per second. 11 million bits of information per second, which would be way too much for you to be able to function as a human if you actually was able to pay attention to that much information at one time. It's literally impossible. Like, for example, whatever you have on right now, your brain is filtering out so much. You probably ain't thinking about how often you blink. But you can feel yourself blink if you focus on blinking, right? You probably ain't thinking about how your socks feel on your feet right now, or how your shirt feel against your skin, or the sound of the room you in, or how your tongue feels in your mouth right now. All these things that your brain is processing in real time, but just filtering out all the things that's not necessary for you in this moment. And I just listed things that, are immediate to you right now. But think about when you go out in the world or at a restaurant, all the conversations and the noises your brain filters out, all the things in your peripheral vision that you don't even notice, right? And here's the crazy part. Again, our brains take in 11 million bits of information per second. How much do you think our brains filter out? Take a guess. Really, take a guess. Okay, got your guess? Only about 40 to 50 bits per second is in our conscious awareness. Our brain filters out all but 40 to 50 bits per second. So if you think about all the things that you're aware of right now, your conscious thoughts, the things you can see and smell and feel, your brain is filtering out over 10 million bits of information. And the reason why it's important to understand the reticular activating system is because even though you only get a small number of bits per second, your brain will focus and filter in the things you want it to, the things you pointed at. When you consciously decide that you want to speak positive to yourself, you are directing your reticular activating system to pay attention to all the ways why these positive things you say are true, to the things that align with what you say. So when you say things like, I'm going to be successful, I'm creating an amazing life, you're going to start noticing things that support that statement. You start noticing things and reasons why what you say is true. You start seeing supportive evidence. And the thing is, these things you start to notice were always there. It's just that your brain is searching for it now. Your brain sees it. It won't filter out that information from you no more. And the example I love to give on this one is what I call the new car effect. You ever get a new car, new or used, right? Still new to you, even if it's used. And you get this car, then all of a sudden, you start to notice your car on the road a lot. You see your car all the time. Let's say you bought a Jeep. Right now, everywhere you drive, you see other Jeeps on the road. Has it ever happened to you? It damn sure happened to me when I got my car. And again, the thing is, these cars didn't just appear. There wasn't no discount Jeep market that sold a whole bunch of Jeeps and now everybody got a Jeep. They were always there. But now that you got a Jeep, your reticular activating system pays attention to it now. So again, when you consciously make that effort to speak in a positive way, when you affirm and you speak things into existence, you are opening up that filter to things that are going to support those statements. And what do you think is going to happen to your confidence, to your belief? Your belief that this thing you keep telling yourself every day is coming true, which is what's called the self-fulfilling prophecy. When you believe something strong enough, you unconsciously behave in ways to make that thing come true. And there is science to this stuff, how this stuff works, right? But on the flip side, it also works in the negative way. If you tell yourself, I'm a failure, you're going to unconsciously behave in ways to make yourself eventually fail. But if you say things like, I'm building the life of my dreams, you're going to subconsciously behave in ways like a person who builds the life of their dreams. If you believe you're going to fail, well, then you go procrastinate. You'll stay in your comfort zone. You won't feel like putting in the work. You're going to sleep in when you know you shouldn't sleep in, and it's going to lead to that failure. But if you say things like, I'm going to succeed, I'm strong enough to make this happen, I have all that I need inside of me right now to be successful. Everything that happens to me happens for me and is teaching me valuable lessons to be stronger in the future, to be better in the future. I am resilient. Then you start to build this mindset that's wired to take on obstacles and be more equipped to be consistent with showing up for yourself and to be able to accomplish those goals and things you're going after in 2026. The more you speak it and believe it, the more you will act in ways that align with that belief. Right? This is your own brainwashing. Affirmations change your beliefs because all the negative thoughts, the self-doubt, the self-sabotage, the negative things we say to ourselves, yes, they are ingrained in us and it didn't just happen overnight. But we have to realize that over time, we learned these thought patterns. And if we learn them, they can be unlearned because they ain't facts, right? These things ain't set in stone. Program yourself to believe the things you want to believe in, right? Because as adults who want to work on themselves, because you wouldn't be here listening to me right now if you didn't want to work on yourself, Now is the time for this work, to consciously tell yourself who you want to be and to consciously work towards it. The biggest obstacles towards any change in ourselves for the better is always in the mind. 100%. It's always the brain. And it is a tool, and this is a tool that we can use to get us there. Now, unfortunately, one of the main reasons why affirmations get a bad reputation is because we done all seen the BS, right? Like people going up in the mountains or on some kind of hippie retreat, and they sit around in circles and they say stuff like, the money is flowing to me. The money is flowing to me. I am fierce beyond all my beliefs. That new car is on its way to me. I have an abundance in my bank account right now. And that don't work because your brain still works logically. Your brain gonna say, no, that's bullshit. I got $47 in my bank account right now. When you sit down to make affirmations, please don't do it like that. I'm going to give you a quick 3-step checklist to make your affirmations be a whole lot better than that. And it's really simple, this checklist. Again, affirmations are important, and how to make them. It can seem complicated if you've never done it before, but don't worry, I got you. 3 simple steps. 1, it has to be true. 2, it has to be empowering. And 3, it has to be present tense. True, empowering, and present tense. And I want to look at it in terms of flipping that negative statement, right? Taking those negative things you say to yourself and replacing it with a positive affirmation. So think about the negative things you say to yourself, especially the things that keep you from being successful and happy. And I'll give you a few examples of mine. You can use mine, but you definitely should use your own and really do this exercise. And I wrote these out too. And I highly recommend it. It's a good thing to have, right? To have things on paper so you can look at it and put it somewhere where you sit down to get your work done so you can see it, or next to your bed or on the bathroom mirror, right? Okay, here we go. So one of the negative things that I've been working on changing that I say to myself is I say my engagement on social media sucks, or my numbers are low as hell on social media. And what I'm working on replacing that with is saying, I'm impacting more people than I used to while I learn how to grow my social media presence. And that statement, 1, is true. I am impacting more people than I used to if I wasn't posting and doing content. 2, it's empowering. I am learning how to grow. And 3 is present tense. I'm impacting. I'm learning, right? Another one, and I feel like we all have said some version of this, but I used to say, or I'm working on not saying, I'm so damn busy. I don't know where I'm going to find the time to make it work. And I replaced that phrase with, I'm busy, but I'm learning how to manage my time better. I'm making it work. I always do. It's true, it's empowering, and it's present tense. Another one, I've never done something like this before. I don't know what I'm doing. So instead, I say, I'm qualifying myself as I work towards these goals that will be accomplished. And that's just a few of them. But figure out what it is you need to say to yourself. And I tell myself every day that I'm building the life of my dreams. Every day. I say that every day. And of course, this works with other areas that you want to improve in your life, right? Let's say you want to be more patient. You got a short fuse. Well, instead of always saying, I don't have a lot of patience, if you really are trying to get better at it, say, I'm working on being a more patient person than I used to be. Or if you always procrastinate and you trying to change that, don't say, I'm a procrastinator. Say, I recognize the need to procrastinate less, and it's something I'm challenging myself to be better at. You get what I'm going with this? And say these things to yourself over and over and over every day, as much as you can. As much as you can think to say it, say it. Because in order to brainwash yourself, to shift your reticular activator, it takes repetition. It takes time. 95% of our thoughts are the exact same every day. And that is a fact. That is science. 95% of our thoughts are the exact same. And 80% of those thoughts, on average, are negative. That should tell you all you need to know right there. Mic drop. If 95% of your thoughts are the same every day, and of those 95, 80% are negative, what do you think your reticular activator is picking up? It's picking up negativity. And this is why that repetition is so important. You literally have to brainwash yourself. And let me tell you something. And I swear this works. Every day after I do my morning routine, and my routine is I make coffee, I make my bed, and I pray while the coffee brewing. Then I write out my daily plan for the day. So I do that. And every day I say out loud to myself over and over and over again, today going to be a good day. Today going to be a good day. Today going to be a good day. And I start my day off like that. I set my particular activating system to show me all the ways that this day is going to be a good one. And I'm telling you, it works. It works. It might not work the first time for you or the second time, but try it. It's very simple, and I promise you, you're going to look up one day and be like, damn, I really am having a good day. But brainwash yourself. Replace those negative thoughts. Affirm in a way that's going to set you up for success in 2026. Speak to yourself the truth. Speak empowering statements and statements that put you in the present tense. Point your brain at what you want, not what you don't want. So that's all I got for you today. Again, thank y'all for being here. Please, if you like this episode, share this on social media. Make sure you tag me in it or share it with a friend or family member, somebody who you think would appreciate and would benefit from hearing this message. Please become a monthly supporter of this show. You can choose the monthly amount. It can either be $3, $5, $8, or $10, which is nothing. And you can cancel at any time. But why would you ever do that? But let's go ahead and get to this music. The song I got for y'all today is called Peak. Let's ride out. You know, sometimes you gotta remind yourself as you climbing up to take a second and look down and see how far you came. Enjoy the view and keep going. They telling me I got it. They tell me I'm the hottest. I don't even rap about money, drugs, or violence. I be being honest. You know I'm still modest, but I think we the hottest. And I feel like DJ Khaled, nigga, we the best. Nah, really, nigga, we the best. Nah, really, you should see this mess. Last night we had a party. You know that boy Mosley got it started. You know that boy Sap was all about it. She telling me I'm fly, got me feeling like a pilot. She kept it first class and she sat by the pilot. I can't even front here. I told her I like the spirit and dealt her my phone number. And now she be flying diamond. And I'm feeling so excited cause I'ma get it poppin'. They done let me in the guthrie. I'm feeling so accomplished. I'm feeling like I'm closer to my peak. Feel like I'm closer to my peak. But I feel like I'm never home until I'm gone. Feel like when I'm alone, I'm in my zone. And I feel like I really should pick up a phone. Sometimes I just need to be on my own. I need to call my daddy. I should call my auntie. R.I.P. my mama. That ain't how she raised me. I work so damn hard, the competition looking lazy. I work so damn hard, the competition better chase me. Okay, let's get it started. When it come to rap, it's like playing a game of tag. I'm on this mic yelling, not it, I can't be touched. They whisper criticism, can't be much. They probably jealous cause they can't keep up. Mad cause they can't be us. I wish somebody would say that. I wish somebody would say that's whack, cause that go in the fire, get it? And speaking of fires, it's getting higher, and I'm praying that I make it past the sky because I'm shooting for the stars. I got a lot of ammunition. I popped another clip in. I'm proud of what I'm spitting. Took a lot of planning, went from hobby to fruition. They see me in the clouds and acknowledge that I'm gifted. Got me feeling like I'm closer to my peak. Yeah, feel like I'm closer to my peak. It ain't as easy as it look, but we gon' celebrate, pour my cup. Cheers to being overlooked, to being overbooked. But won't give up, cause I got close, but I ain't close enough. It's time to hold my nuts, and I got coconuts. I put my feelings on the page, they already read me like an open book. I should be endorsed by my feelings, cause I wear them on my sleeve. So take a look at me, and tell me what you see. Cause I look in the mirror, and I see a fucking tree, started as a mustard seed, oh yeah. And please excuse my long toast. I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast. Not on Google Maps, but I know I'm getting close. I'm closer to my peak. I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast. Not on Google Maps, but I know I'm getting close. I'm closer to my peak. I'm closer to my peak.